to work on, or feel you struggle in more, or certain maps, what have you? Because I'm good to start wherever, but
I can't really think of any that we struggle extra hard on. Maybe Busan.
yeah. Busan's oof.
Havana.
Paris, all the newer ones.
All the newer ones, okay.
Well,
I don't know, I think
there's
the
always
control point maps might be good to start with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard in general.
So, I guess we'll just go down the list then. So I guess we'll just start off with Busan, probably. Let me change the...
Hey, there's Frankie.
Yay.
So everybody's here that's supposed to be here. I fell asleep, guys. I'm sorry.
I did. I went to lay on an ice pack and fell asleep. And when I woke up, the kids came in from the house covered in mosquito bites.
Fun.
I can't believe how well my phone is fucking doing the damn right now.
Hey, Frankie.
Hey.
So, this should be just a skirmish, which is fine. Let me just...
Are we actually shooting each other, or are we gonna
No.
set up?
Just gonna set up. I'm just gonna go around and... I'll probably just insta-lock Rhine and just, like, show angles to hold and then kind of, like, mark where the support should position, things like that. DPS can just kind of, like, be somewhere in between the two, but the supports and the tanks positioning are the things that I value the most here. Let's get into this garbage can of a map.
Yay.
Garbage can, not garbage can't.
Oh no.
That was so wholesome.
That was a mom joke.
Yup.
I'm going to bed, guys.
Night night.
Hammer. Okay. So, this first point's generally pretty simple on the high ground. You either stand up here in the open, and it's like, cool, we're in the open, or you go over to the right side and take a team fight. At high ranks, this is where you fight. You fight up here. Fighting on this little... What's up?
Would we have come over here from over here, not gone left?
Yeah. You just go hard right and stay right the whole time. Supports pretty much no matter which side you go on are gonna stay in the stairwell. It's very unlikely that you're going to leave it unless the tanks push too far forward, and then it's just hug the wall. This map's really, really simple as far as like contesting. After you actually win a team fight though, you need to go up to the doors. Like, maybe not like here, but like here. You need to play this corner. This is by far the best spot. Don't stay on the point, because if you stay on the point, they'll just take high ground position, and they'll have such a ridiculous advantage. But this point's generally the easiest one.
What if they go down?
If they go down, just turn around. If you're standing right here and you just turn right around, you instantly have advantage. Plus, like, you have a much easier time. Like, if you just go over here and you just jump down, you're right on top of them, and there's nothing that they could do. So if you have like a Winston, or if you're running Rhine or something, you drop right here and just swing 3 or 4 times and you have your ult already. It's ridiculous. Saying that, you should probably have some sort of scouting. So if you have like a Lucio or something to stay on point, and then if you see them coming under, we all rotate immediately. Something like that would be more viable. Or if you have like a Hanzo, a Sonic Arrow is always good. Stuff like that is generally viable.
Is that something D.Va could do too? Like just stay down and fly back up?
Yeah, D.Va works great for it too.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more beneficial to keep Lucio with the team.
Yeah,
so he can speed 2 point if needed to contest.
Yeah, that's the same thing like D.Va. Like if you're pushing payloads, you always put D.Va on the card, or maybe not always D.Va, but you're off tank. Don't ever put like some random support on the tank. Let them push forward.
Okay.
Is there a way to specifically switch to the next version of this map? Like, will restart change it, or?
It's
no,
random.
I freaking wish
it can.
It can, but it's...
I don't remember how to explain it.
You have to like
but
switch to another map and then switch back to it, and I think it'll go to another one, right?
Couldn't? Oh, I could just switch to like deathmatch and then pick the map there.
There is a way. I don't remember how to explain it, but if you pass ownership to me, I'll switch it.
How?
I'll tell you when I'm doing it. I don't remember how, but I know the pathway to get there. Does that make sense? Yeah.
And what if they go far right over here?
Far right? Oh, onto the... like outside?
Yeah.
If they go outside, that's pretty much a death trap for them. Like if you
You're
can...
be way over there.
Yeah, it's... That's one of those things where like it's really difficult because you need scouting everywhere. But if they come here, this is prime for like Lucio boops or anything of the sort. Yikes. Easy.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of silly that you can't
Oh
split.
man, I was like...
I fell off the map, but it's fine. I don't... Yeah, it seems weird that it doesn't let you, switch maps in the same place.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Just set it. You could just set it to deathmatch and pick the, like, pick each version.
It's like ABC is the.
Yeah. So just on this
Forget
map,
where that setting is.
Yeah.
We don't really ever play in that spot, like right out of spawn on the right up there. We don't ever do that, so
we should.
Fun to try. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're usually some of us are on point, some of us are on the high ground, some of us are pushed back. We're kind of scattered.
Like, especially if you guys decide to go with sim stress, just putting turrets all around this door is so disgustingly good. It's just a death trap. So nice. Yeah, there's a lot. I think one of these days I'll probably make notes on each point and just like put those in the coaching tab or something, just so we always have them. Well, that's gonna take a whole lot of work. But yeah, so that's generally it for this point. This is probably, I would say this is the simplest point in this map by far. Like, this is so easy to play that really all it is like knowing what to do after a team fight's over, or knowing how to recontest a fight or something like that. Okay, we should be good. I think. So let's...
I didn't know you can kick me through that.
Yeah, melees will go through shields. Like Brig can swing on Orion with all his shield.
That's
It's funny, 'cause sometimes you can punch a shield.
Excuse me for dropping here.
Is it?
Get some heals. Sorry.
I need... Do they not have it as a... Oh, that sucks. Oh, damn. They don't have They don't have this map as a thingamabob. A deathmatch map. That sucks.
Just try restarting it so we get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There is a setting. I swear I can change it if you want me to.
I saw that, Richard.
Are you trying to push me?
No, I'm trying to get around you without pushing you off.
I had to figure it out so I could play Lijiang Garden and practice a rollout.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's oh fuck, I know what you're talking about. Hold on. Is it elimination?
I didn't know you could do that.
If I go, let me try this.
Hey, Arissa, let me jump on top of your head. Actually, I'm gonna go on this one.
I think it calls them points, and you have to go into the map settings and like. I'm not
It
sure.
says Oasis and Nepal and Lijiang, but it doesn't have.
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna throw my diva bomb through that hole up there.
Buddy, I swear.
Like the little
Yeah,
shaft
did you hear
thing.
deer?
What?
Right here.
Deer knows how to change the map points.
I'll explain it and give it back to you. I'm not trying to steal your thunder here.
Oh my.
No, you. Oh, I still got you. Okay. Sick. I'm gonna pin this fucking Lucio one of these days.
Hey, get away.
Oh yeah. So what you do is you go into modes, and then you'll go to control, and it says there's a setting called limit valid control points.
Oh, that's it.
And you pull it down, it says first, second, third, like Lijiang Garden is second control point.
Oh, okay, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
You have to change the mode to control though. So
Okay.
there you go.
Johnny.
So yeah, you'll have to switch it to the control maps for those, but instead of a skirmish, I guess.
It's a good
Would we
find.
still? Would we still all be able
Thank
to
SK.
communicate even if they push us onto team?
Yeah, because
Yeah, we can just yeah.
Oh
just
yeah,
match
through
it.
match chat, yeah. So let's see, which one is this? Is this first, second, or third? Probably third.
Mecha base.
I'm not sure,
Yeah.
honestly.
Not.
I'll just restart and see what we
Yeah.
find, I guess.
Experiment. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're learning. I'll take notes.
Yep. Easy. Wait, I picked Oasis. Fuck, sorry. Oops.
Pepe hands.
This is a new Bumble-san.
Yeah. Okay. Busan. Settings.
Oh yeah, so they changed the wheel so now you can acknowledge through it without having to bind it. Right?
Awesome.
Oh my god, McCree is shit.
What was that a comment?
Like you just did it to ice. If you use acknowledge on the wheel, you don't have to bind it for it to.
Whoa! No way.
You just have to look at it now.
Wait, what happens?
It only works for acknowledge. You don't have to bind it for it to do that.
Oh, nice.
But for the other ones, you have to.
So that should be good now. Cool. Pick the right map this time.
So that
Okay.
means first is the downtown.
First is the worst. Second is the best.
Third is
Third
the one
is the
with
turd.
Third is a
chest.
turd.
Third is the one with the treasure chest.
I thought it was the hairy chest.
Yeah, it
I
is.
thought it
here.
was.
I
No,
thought y'all were making something up off the fly, and so I was too.
I'm pretty sure it's hairy chest.
I've always
Yeah.
heard turd.
Ooh, okay, Johnny.
Third is the one with the treasure chest. That's what I was.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Maybe that's
So-
how they said it in the 80s. I don't know.
So, this garbage can. Alright, so there's lots of things you could do here. You really need to decide right away what you're doing. Whether you're going to take a fight right here in the courtyard, whether you're going to go to point, whether you're going to go to the right side, which I don't know why the fuck you would do that to start the game, or you're going to play the Mega on the left, which again, I don't know why you would fight on either side. That's really awkward, and nobody does that, but still. Oh, really? Internet, probably?
Yep.
That's unlucky?
Yep.
That was because you sniped him.
Oh, I didn't kill him.
Do you know you can walk in?
Continue.
2 seconds. Okay. Anywho. There's not much to this map either, if I'm honest. You don't really want to be on the high ground very much unless you're playing dive and you want to be able to drop without using cooldowns. That's the only time you really want to be up here, unless you're like a sniper. But if you're a sniper, go on the high ground up top. Why would you be down here?
Oh, sorry, bud.
Just
So
don't be
let's-
over here. Like
After we take the point, where should we be set up at?
Ideally, what you want to do, and I should have gone. Well, I kind of did go over it in the first point, but set up around this corner and just play against this wall. Your supports should be right back here, and this is like perfect spot for your supports to be, is all the way back around the pillar. You need to be on this side of the pillar though.
So in the case, quick
What you
question.
got?
In the case that I'm playing Lucio and not Zen, like a long range support, should I be with the tanks so we can disengage and engage quicker? Or should I stay with my main support?
Yeah, if you're gonna play Lucio in this situation, I would like be like in here. Like I would just tuck into this like corner up top by where the tanks would be, and just like jump back and forth in this corner and just chill.
Gotcha.
It depends where you're playing, where your tanks are playing, because it's very plausible that your tanks could see an opening and just like gun up this, and that's a real big issue if you're not prepared for it. Because lots of tank play is good wall. Lots of tank play is you just see an opportunity and you just hold forward and press R2 and win games. Yeah. That's tank. So yeah, it's not really. It's kind of just natural that like, oh, I see an opportunity to fire strike and get a swing or two in, and I won't actually say it because it's just normal. So just general awareness of how you're gonna move, how you're gonna play.
Gotcha.
This is a bit, like, I don't know, this is a bit ballsy. It depends on how tight you play on the corner. Ideally you'd want to play
back,
with...
couldn't they?
You mean down the right?
Yeah, like your coast.
Yeah, they could, but one of the good things about being positioned right here is you would know that. Like, if you position, like, right here, you can see if they walk across the front, or if they come down the right staircase. And those are the only ways that they have of getting over here. So you know everywhere they're going to come from. So then if you see it, just rotate accordingly. But yeah, if you're tucked too far into this corner, you won't be able to see shit. Which is unfortunate, but...
Which I think that's what we've been doing.
I wonder if I should play here. It's
With
right
who?
behind you though, as Moira. Because I'm gonna be not healing anything if I sit back there over on the coast by the...
Oh yeah. Yeah, that coast position is more for long range. If you're going to have to play close range, yeah. Like,
Okay.
I'd say still play on the stairs, like play down a bit on the stairs, but you don't need to go like
If you're
that
like
far
way
back.
back here, when they go forward, you can't see them.
Yeah.
Like there's so much stuff in the way.
Yeah, it's not particularly great, but there isn't very many great options. A lot of this map is going to be just communicate when you're backing up, and when you back, like, if you get pressured really hard and you need to back up to point, you need to play this corner. Like, ideally what should happen is if your supports are like around here, when your tanks start to back, they should go on this right side, and this should be where they stay usually. This isn't the, like, ideal per se, but it's a good enough healing spot. Or, I mean, if you're being honest, we could play this, like this tiny little ass wall. Because Ana's so, like, in Ana or something is so tiny that they could just tuck right behind it and not even get touched. It's really just kind of, it's really just knowing when to back out is the big thing. If you don't back out in time, then you just, like, you're just gonna lose. Like, 90% of this is just gonna be needing to communicate to your team exactly where you're moving, when you're moving, and how you're moving. And if you guys have a very, like, if you guys synergize your movement really well, then you shouldn't really run into too many issues.
Alright. Okay.
And any other questions for this map, or are we good to move on to the next one?
You're powered up. Get in there.
I think we're good.
Good.
Oh! Shit,
Makes
okay.
sense.
I just found something out. So if Hammond stands on top of Reinhardt and jumps off him, he can like, pile drive.
Oh yeah, because Ryan's so
because
tall.
he's so tall, if I jump off, I can pile drive off him.
That's
I think
actually
you can do
sick.
that for a lot of other characters, like if you just roll over their head and then
Yeah, just like a little bonk.
I can't jump on
And you
top.
can also, like, if you get the timing right, you can, like, roll up into a wall and then pile drive.
Yeah, I did know that. I knew all those tricks. I didn't know I could pile drive off of other characters. Alright. We're moving on.
Let's get out of here. Alright, so we're on to number 2. Should be
Johnny with the Kano.
Is it loaded in the same one? Okay, no, we're good. Oops.
Is this second point?
Yep.
Sanctuary.
So second sanctuary, third must be the mecha base then.
Oh, this map is so bad.
I hate this map.
It's just Sniper Haven, dude.
Still
It's kind of fun for him.
Love it.
So something I've been doing lately is, I've definitely been going Symmetra this map because if we can all get control of the point, if I put my turrets inside of the point, we seem to do pretty well as long as we, like, we don't have to fight so much, like, right next to the drum. We can kind of fight back line here.
Yeah.
Back behind it.
And I've been on
Just
this
kind of have
map.
a little bit.
On this map specifically, I've kind of been like rushing up and running interference for a minute so that she can get set up.
Yeah, the scary thing about running interference, what I've noticed is watching other of your Vons back is, and I'm sure you know, you get punished very, very hard.
Yep.
If they have a McCree or a Brig or an Ana or anything like that, you get killed and you throw the first fight.
Yeah.
Which is a really big issue. Ideally for scouting, if you're gonna try and do some sort of some sort of pressure thing, I would advise like letting a DPS handle it. If you have a DPS who can play like Pharah, or a DPS who could play Doomfist, Tracer, I mean even just a Lucio speed boosting through and just like continuing to buy like a little bit of space, anything like that could work. Hamster's a bit too ballsy to try that on. If you try that on Hamster and you get caught, it's just rip.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of things with composition on this map that are really important. You need to decide what composition you're running and what you're gonna do with it. For most compositions, playing over on this left wall over here is generally where you want to be. You don't really want to take the right staircase, like the low right staircase, because that's just a huge death trap basically.
Yeah.
If they have a Junkrat or something like that, you die. And you don't want to go through main because super long sightline. You can take this, like these right stairs, but it's not... It costs so much time and it's not necessarily beneficial to take these. So, just kind of go with whatever
Much
comp you have.
closer over here.
Yeah, exactly. It's really dependent on what your team's running.
I think we've
somebody
had
gonna
good
ask
luck
something?
with like a running dive on this map.
Well,
Yeah.
what I've seen work, at least at our rank, like Diva and Winston's, they'll sit up on top of this drum, and like just because you can't get a sight line from them, from like where the snipers usually sit, they pretty much go
Yeah.
uncontested.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then people
Lucio
are afraid
too.
to run in and can like try and push them off.
Yeah, for composition, ideally you'd want to you wouldn't want to run like goats per se, but Ryan Zarya is like disgustingly good here. Winston Diva works, but the problem with running dive is you just run into so many counters to dive that just you lose. Ideally you want to run like Ryan Zarya is really safe. Orisa and Hog is safe-ish. I mean, the problem with Orisa on control, Orisa's good on control if you get the point. If you don't get the point, Orisa fucking sucks. Because Orisa just puts down her shield and loses her shield instantly, and that's the game.
Yep.
Right.
Which is really, really, really bad. And no amount of mitigation is gonna change that, so generally if you get stuck in this position, Ryan is a better option.
Just because you need the aggression to get in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you need the aggression, and almost a 2.5 times shield is really, really nice to help you get through this. Yeah, I think that's generally about it. I mean, I'm sure you guys generally know flank routes. Go far right, go far left. That's generally
pretty much
I
it, yeah.
I think as far as Busan goes, this might be our best point as far as win ratio.
Yeah, this is probably my worst, honestly. Like, I very seldomly win this point. Like, maybe 20% of the time I win this point, and that's being generous. Like, this point is just really, really bad sometimes. But yeah, I think that's it. Is there any other questions or concerns or anything like that before we move on to the next one, or are we good?
I think we're good.
Think we're good?
Yeah.
What did these pods do to you, Johnny?
They were real mean. They called me names. They told me I was a bad sniper.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Fuck your freeze. Ain't nobody killing me.
No, wait! Damn it, I messed it up.
No!
Why you guys keep knocking them out of my way?
No. Shit, I fell off. This is so unlucky. Damn, unlucky. Alright, next map. What's next? I don't even know. Maps.
Can you attach the someone? I want to see if I can see the symbol change on your gun.
Remote control.
No one can hide from my sight.
I'm straight up sitting here eating flavor ice after flavor ice.
You're gonna look like the Joker, man.
I just had pina colada, and now I'm eating the green apple one. Man, they didn't have these flavors when I was a kid.
We
Yeah,
had
like red, blue, purple,
yellow.
Orange.
All the colors, yep.
Oh.
What do you want? Over there.
Oh,
this is my jam.
Right?
Oh, this is the one I got.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to going through Well. I hate Well so much, but anywho, let's do this. Well is easily, like, it's probably my least favorite control map, period. It's so bad. Okay. So I'm sure. Well, actually,
Oh,
I
no.
don't know. I'm
I
not.
have my hook.
Nice. I'm not gonna be particularly 100% on anything because I don't really know. But I'm sure that setting up left is something that you guys maybe kind of use. But this should be your general. This should be your general rotation all the time.
Okay.
You should go and fight in this mini room, almost always. Unless they, obviously, if they gun to point, then just be like, oh shit, they're on point, and then go fight them on point. But
I think if we go back and look at all of our VODs on this map, we always tend to split up here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of our. I think sometimes I can lose us fights too. On some like sub maps is like we say, hey, let's go this way, and we split up.
Yep.
Yeah. Generally, the way that it should be is if their team is pushing into this this mini room, fight in this mini room, and if their team's gonna fight in the front little area, then fight with them. Just meet them wherever they go, but just make sure to stay as 6.
Yeah, and mostly at our elo, they go straight to point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People either turn the corner and book it, or they'll come out this door on coast.
They usually go down out of here.
Coming out of the door on coast is just like, to me, after like playing like higher ranks with Reddit Lucios for so long, I could never ever come out of this door again. Because you come out of the door, you're like la 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 yeet, and you're fucking dead every time. It's so bad. I hate it. This map's so good for Lucio. But yeah. As far as like, I guess I'll talk about other things that are kind of important. So back, well, I guess you can't really see. I guess all of you where I am, but like up here on this high ground, there's a lot of things. So like, nice. So this high ground isn't. I don't want to say it's bad, but it's not great. It's very, very, very wide open, and that's a big issue. Why'd you do that? Very rude. Very, very rude.
Time out. Time out.
She was demonstrating the fact that it's very open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's if you have like a whole team up here, it's not bad because it's direct line of sight to both sides.
Yeah.
So that's pretty solid. Alternatively, and this is more for like widows or something, if you come into the back, you can just like freely hookshot off of this corner up top, like consistently all the time.
Yep.
And that's really, really good for a widow. Like a widow who's really good at hookshots, abusing this spot is great because they can't really contest you. Like they know you're gonna be up there, but you have a much better field of view than they do, so you can just fucking obliterate them. It's so good. But that's really, really, that's situational. That's really only for widow with grapples.
Carry that one. Like that.
Oh shit, you can make that.
As far as after you capture the point, probably fight here. Like realistically, all of your fights should be around this area in this courtyard. I know that at your elo, people don't necessarily do that, and people will just come here. Although you can kind of manipulate that if people just come there, because all you really need to do is like, if you have like a hamster, say, or something, and you put the hamster over here, like just around the mini room, you just yeet, and you will knock all of them into that pit almost perfectly every time.
Oh yeah, I do that. It's either right there, you can set up like right here and get this boot.
Yeah.
It's a little less.
Yeah, there's so many good boots. God
Whoops,
damn
sorry.
it.
That was my bad. I didn't need to actually do that.
Yeah. No, like I didn't hear you release from the wall, but I was like, oh, he's gone. Okay, easy. One last thing that's maybe not particularly viable all the time, but it'll win you team fights, is if you're going for a meme shatter as Rein, which is like Rein's so good on this point, so you should probably do that. This is really good. Nobody comes here. Yeah. Well, that's not true. Barely anybody comes here. So generally what you would do is have somebody looking behind you, just making sure you don't get, you know, shot in the bum, and you just sit here. And then enemies are like, yeet, and you just go kablam and win the game. So that's about it. I think that's everything here.
Awesome.
You wanna go? You wanna go?
Yeah, maybe we should use that more too, like to engage. Use that swimming pool.
Oh yeah. That's not a terrible spot to engage. It's
you have to watch for the boops, but they wouldn't be expecting you to come that way.
It's
yeah, if you do it right. If this is your first rotation right out of spawn, absolutely. Like, this can be disgustingly good if you do this right out of spawn. Yeah, like you said though, it's boop central. It's very, very difficult to... Like, the issue with doing this is you put yourself in a very tight corner this whole way. So, yeah. There's so many situations for them to just delete you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I think we need to kick... Okay.
Yeah, no, that's one of my friends.
Just because I killed you, Frankie. I don't mean you have to kill me back.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
No! Fuck you! Damn it!
What? How? It even showed that I was pinned.
Really? Yikes.
Yeah.
I've restrained myself so hard from booping you guys.
He's lying. He
the proud.
He
trying to
Busan.
hide myself.
That's just after you
No,
killed Cove.
I missed it.
I don't understand how people can, like, 100% consistently swing as Hamster. I just haven't practiced it at all.
That's all it is.
Oh, you wanna go?
Practice.
Okay, fuck.
No. God, these. Why are these umbrellas a real
next map.
thing?
Okay. Next map, bro. We're out of here. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we're getting unproductive. Next map.
Yeah. Control. Capture point second. Restart.
I'd say you have like a good
her.
5 to 10 minute window before everybody just starts like
Yeah.
wheeling off.
Yeah, before we lose focus and everything just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, the well. Oh, well.
Yeah, well.
Why haven't we done that Sim Bastion move on here again?
Yeah, I don't know. That was so good.
Because what's his name took credit for it?
I mean, it was his idea.
Who was that? Oh, it was Fox, wasn't it?
That was Banana.
Oh, it was Banana.
What would you do with Sim Bastion on this that would actually be useful?
Everything.
We'll show ya.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
Alright, hold on, let me turn into Bastion.
What, are you gonna put him up on the lighthouse?
Nope.
No.
So, we had an Orisa who went straight to point. We had a Sombra, a Lucio, who flanked. And then a Sim Bastion and a Mercy that did what they're gonna do now.
Oh, you know, I use that spot all the time for like every other character. But I don't actually think of, you can just slide over the top. That's nutty. Like,
And yeah, you can just jump right over the other side and step back
Hey
up.
guys,
you get pressure.
let's not kill me yet.
But usually we have him do that so he can break shield and we can just like
You need more speed.
be really aggressive and attack them.
9
That's
times
just
out
like-
of 10, this map starts with 2 Orissas like plopped right here, just shooting each other's
Yeah,
shields.
Yep.
That's
And that
generally
Bastion
90% of this
just
fight, yeah.
destroyed the enemy Orisa. Like, he just melted it.
Yeah, it's really ballsy though. Like, it's really ballsy because if they take, if they put a, like, what's an example? Well, I guess.
I mean,
If they
it's a good
if they
first
take, like,
fight
a-
win.
Yeah,
Can someone
if they scout this though,
can someone get back up
like
there?
if
I want to see if I can reach it with hook. Where I can reach it with.
you
from
can,
hook. But like how close I have to be.
oh yeah.
Because if I can reach it from over here, then that's an issue.
One big issue that's immediately apparent to me is if I'm standing right here, I can do full damage. Like if I'm playing Tracer, if I'm playing Sombra, if I'm playing
Yeah.
any like Junkrat, Junkrat would be perfect to counter this. Junkrat just takes the high ground like normal, and he sees you, and he just holds a button, and you die. That's presuming that they've actually scouted you or anything like that, which is, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, for actual rank, yeah, that's fine. That's really solid. Let me swap to.
I'm not sure I can reach it from the normal bunker like setup.
I don't think you can though.
Artie,
That'd be just too long.
Can you tally up there real quick?
Can you telly from this high ground to the lighthouse?
Yeah, I
Just
can
kind of
jump
bounce
that
back and forth.
Yeah, I can reach it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you can reach that.
Yeah, so you could just.
I can just join.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, but if they're
Yeah, I think I knocked somebody down.
I did.
if they play, so in that yikes, in that situation, if you ever run into the situation where you're afraid of maybe like a Roadhog being here or something, just play on your side and play closer to the edge, and you'd get such a good sight line that you could still break the shield effectively without, like, you don't need to cross into their side virtually ever. So you could just kind of chill and win. That's gonna haul you back into the pit. That would've been amazing. But yeah,
So where's the good places to be here?
yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. So after the first fight, whether you decide to go bunker or cool cheese teleport strats or whatever, there's a lot of things you'd want to do.
Do we push up though?
You would go no further than this. Like, you would go no further than this corner right here. This is where you draw the line. Going past this is a death sentence. This gives you perfect line to their spawn, but that also gives perfect line from them to you, or for them to you, which is really bad.
Can you see if they go around the other way though?
Yeah. Cause you're right here.
You can see left, if your team is playing back, so ideally what you do is you would have your tanks chilling right here. Alternatively, you could have, like, if you're being like super spicy, you could set the Orisa up where my shield is and have a hog in this side room, and then they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna pressure, haha, we'll just storm the Orisa, and then you just get a fucking kill them and then vape to get out and you win.
Alright, I'm in spawn. Let me know if you can see me.
I
can't
cannot
see
see you from there.
No.
You still can't see me?
Yeah, well, I don't see you.
See.
I'm behind you. So it is possible.
Yeah.
But they have to go out. They can't go out main. They have to go out the spawn door main. Right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They can just go out the left side. But he's
I
gonna
don't
get
think
to
anybody
that.
ever really does that though.
Yeah, one nobody does that, and two, if you have a DPS, like, for example, if you have like a Pharah who's like playing around the corner of Lighthouse, like here, actually let me hop off and switch and I'll show you.
You really committed to that one.
Slam!
That was great.
Oh shit! That far just came back
Cypher,
down.
can you Cypher, can you swap off Pharah?
Nope. Oh, I'm on mute. Sorry.
So there's a couple things you could do, if you're ever worried about a flank. There generally, if you're gonna run some sort of like hybrid aggro dive bunker mix garbage whatever, and you want to run like a Pharah tracer or something like that, you could do that. Like if you leave the tracer on the left side by the mini, maybe a mega, I don't remember. Well, there's a mini and a mega over there. But if you leave tracer on the left side,
Just let me try and hit you. Sorry.
and then just have Pharah hang around the lighthouse walls and just chill, you're good. Like you just cannot, like you have perfect sight lines. If they try and take it, you boop them off. Easy 12k because, you know, why not?
No.
Yeah, you need to kind of prepare for that kind of a counter.
Okay.
I'm so mad. Why do you do this? Every single round.
Okay, I'll refrain.
Just
Why
like this.
yes.
So for this, I assume like some sort of like Orisa Hog or like Rein Zarya would be best for like your tank line.
Yeah.
Because there's not
If
much
you're
high
going
ground
through-
on this one.
If you're going through main into, yeah, Winston Diva's. Thanks. Winston Diva's probably the worst for this.
Okay.
Actually, there's pretty much in no situation would it be the best in this.
But why is that?
There's not really
You
high
have
ground
no-
to dive from.
Yeah, you don't have a viable use of high ground that you could really take advantage of. When we get to stuff like Gibraltar later, I'll go over specifically, like, these won't be setups that you'll use because nobody would actually contest you up there, but there's a bunch of setups that Dive uses that aren't normal.
Yeah.
But that is for another time.
That was just mean.
Yeah, I think our attention span usually lets us do about 2 maps every time we do that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Alright. We're gonna swap maps now so we can...
What was that?
So what?
On that skin, I was like, how does she see through that helmet?
Right.
There's no eye holes.
Oh.
Okay.
Here, I want to look at myself real quick. Stop it, get off me.
I just got shot in the face. We're rude. Okay. So let's continue on before we screw off a
Play
bit
with the
too
well.
much and I completely lose you guys, yeah. So let's go to 3.
I am sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you're good, you're good.
I'm gonna work on my Widow skills though.
It helps me listen when I can do
Yeah,
something.
Or Hanzo.
So Ruins.
Ooh, I love the ruins.
Together, we are strong.
Ruins is... it's a mess. So...
Are
Lots
we
of things for
streaming?
Ruins.
What?
I think so.
Okay, are we streaming?
Yes.
Okay, I'll wait.
Cool. So... Ruins is...
Just a scratch.
Ruins, I don't know, it's a messy map. it's very brawly, and there's not too much going on for it. If you're running something like Orisa Hog or some sort of bunker comp-ish thing, going through main is fine. If you run Rein Zarya, going through main is fine.
Okay.
Fighting on the right side is fine if you don't play too close to the edge. If you guys play really close to the edge, you're just signing a death warrant, and that's not good. So don't do that. Playing up on that bridge is really only for like flanks and stuff. You don't really want to be up there as a team.
Okay.
When you win the first fight, you want to play forward. There's a couple different things you can do playing forward, like depending on your level of comfortability with the situation. You could play here. You could play here.
Okay.
Which is, either of those are great. You can play here. You can play here. You don't want to play here because who the fuck is coming down this way, but definitely somewhere in this main choke is fine.
So if we do that, if we commit to way up here in this courtyard, like all of us need to be up here.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a full 6-man hold right here. And ideally, if you're doing this, you're gonna want a Lucio. Because when your Rein shield, if you're using a Rein, gets to like 5, or if your Orisa fucks her cooldowns and she needs a couple seconds, you need to speed back. But the good thing about positioning here versus here is if you get beat right here, you can play this corner instead. Like, you have a fallback option. If you lose this corner, like this closer one, you have to back up to point. And once you back up to point, you lose high ground advantage. And losing the high ground immediately puts you at a huge disadvantage. Issues with holding any of the further forward points is scouting. Scouting on the right, you have no idea. Well, that's not true. If you like peek a look, you can kind of see stuff.
Right.
Yeah. If you peek down the left side, you can kind of see stuff, but the general fight's happening here, which is not. It's not great for sightline. This is a
I would say
surprise,
that they have a higher % chance of going down the middle anyway.
Yeah, most people go down the middle. I think going down the middle is probably 80 or 90% of the time, honestly.
Yeah. Minus a Sombra or something, or a Tracer.
Yeah. If you're really nervous about them pushing, you could stay here and play on this right side. And this right side would be okay, because if you lose the fight, you still have even ground with them. Like, you can play this Mega, and like, it's risky being near the environmental hazard, obviously, but it's not the worst thing ever. Like, you can still survive. You won't just immediately get deleted. I think that's about it, and I should say that the same thing applies to the opposite side. You play it in the exact same way, but just mirrored.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So that's that done. Now we're gonna switch to, what are we switching to? Lijiang Tower. Okay. Lijiang Tower first.
Really, Mercy? You wanna fuck with me?
You won't fuck on me?
You fuck on me?
Give me 2 seconds. I need to go grab a drink, but when I get back, we'll get it going.
Okay.
That's fine. We'll
Here I
just fuck around.
come. Here I come.
Oh, I got it.
No one can hide from my sight.
roommates are out watching Toy Story 4 right now. I feel left out.
Damn. It already came out. Jeez.
Yeah, I think it came out tonight.
It came out tonight. April just is so many Disney groups she found.
Get her, Hog, get her.
And my roommate just proposed to his girlfriend, now fiance, this weekend at Disney.
Disneyland or Disney World?
No!
Helden sterben nicht.
Healing enough.
Damn it.
Hot.
Oh, get away from me. Just let me walk out here for a second.
Johnny's on fire.
Yeah, he is. He's bullying me over here.
Meteor strike.
Someone call the ambulance.
Oh.
Well, this just doesn't seem very fair.
Yeah, that's not fair, Vinyl. You're cheating. That's cheating!
And Hog.
Alright, has anybody seen the gameplays of Trover Saves the Universe?
Oh, yes.
It's
Yeah, I have.
so fucking good. It's obnoxiously obscene, but it's fucking great.
It's hilarious, though.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys talking about?
It's called Trover's. Yeah, it's the same guy that voices Rick and Morty.
It's YouTuber bait, but...
Oh, 100%. It's just a bunch of cuss words. That's it. Like really shitty, off-color jokes, and it's great.
It's alright, we knew the end of that fight.
Yeah.
Did we? How much health did you have?
I had
you know?
400 health left.
No.
Yeah. We're good. We're fine.
You know, one movie that I really want to watch again is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yes.
What? That movie is such a bop.
Aubrey Plaza is on Hot Ones this week. It's pretty fucking lit. She snorts milk.
I watch Hot Ones too, though.
Just
I've been
FYI.
keeping up. I'm watching all
Yeah.
these.
Well,
This is
the newest one.
This is another good one we need to know where to hold.
All these maps, I feel like I wouldn't really play Anna on them.
Yeah, this one's kind of
She
rough
can
for
work, but she can work, but it's very, very not even situational, but her positioning needs to be ridiculously solid.
Yeah.
So we'll take it one by one. So first of all, do not go to coast.
Yeah.
Like under no circumstances ever do you walk to coast to get to a team fight. There you go. I saved you probably like 20% of your team fight losses right there. Don't go to coast. So if you're gonna fight in courtyard, there are a couple things you can do. So support should be here. Like if you're playing a long range support, like you mentioned Ana, Zen, it works really well here. If you sit right behind this pillar, you have like a perfect sightline to the point, and you have perfect sightlines to everything in the courtyard. There is flanker pressure, but you can just call that out to your team, peel to your team. If you're constantly being pressured, you could always back near your spawn and play there. That's safe. Then it's generally just I would rather fight here first than like rotate to the point or anything like that. I would much rather stay in the front and fight. Once you take point, though... oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so for rotations here, if say you're out here and you're coming into point from, like, main,
yeah.
Would Rein, like, stay longer and allow supports to rotate behind him first before moving back, and, like, and then you, like, shield hop back into point?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Generally. Cool. You need,
Hello there.
The biggest thing you don't want to do is you don't want your supports to get caught out of position.
Yeah.
So,
enemy contact.
The issue with rotating or fighting on point, period, is that your supports don't have a perfect line of sight.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there is a line of sight from, fuck, I don't remember what it's called, but the opposite side of the map over there that I showed, there's
the restaurant part.
Yeah, in restaurant, there's that one very tight sight line, but that's not very great.
Yeah.
Like, it's very minimal in comparison to how big the point actually is. You could... There's a couple things. So, if you're scared or nervous about, like, ults or something like that, you could play near this door and have your supports play here.
Okay.
Nobody, like, really no one's gonna flank all the way back around and, like, try to go to your mini and shit like that. Nobody's really gonna do that. Well, maybe, but it's the same thing like I mentioned earlier. If they come to you, just pull into your team and say, hey, help me. And if you say, hey, help me, yeah, exactly. Okay. And your team's like, oh shit, we gotta help him, and then ta-da, you did it. You could do this. This isn't terrible, like fighting here, but that's only if they're stupid enough to come down coast. Yeah. Ideally, your correct fighting position is here. You'd want to fight here, almost always.
Out courtyard.
Yeah. Yeah. If you remember, like most times that we get our ass beat on this map is when they're sitting right here. We're coming out here and we're getting fire striked and grabbed and all kinds of bullshit.
When you're holding this though, don't hold like this. Holding like this is really, really bad. And the reason why is just like you mentioned, they have they can smack you with fire strikes and you can't move. You'd want to hold this corner. Plus it's really nice because if I'm playing Rein, I can just go bam, bam, peel back into the corner and I'm safe again. And it takes very little for me to actually get that. And I do so much that they just can't mitigate. Which is super good. So holding this angle is really, really nice. I guess you can hold this. I don't know why you would hold this, but
then the Rein could like get in your face and they could rotate behind though, couldn't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I don't know why you would hold that, but it's still better than being on like point or something.
Yeah.
I suppose I should mention a general rule. If you win a team fight at 85% or more, they don't get a full recontest, ever. Which is very, very important for you to know. In that if you, for example, if you have the option of dying at like 75 or 80, try and stagger the point as long as you can. Even if you're delaying a regroup, if you hit 85, if you win one clean team fight, cap the point and push to the doors, you win the game. They can't do anything. You could just stand at their spawn, really, and you couldn't lose. That's a huge component to KOF, is knowing when to die, knowing when to stagger the point to try and get an extra percentage or two on it. All that kind of stuff makes a very, very huge difference in the grand scheme of things.
So if we have 85% of the point, then we push up hardcore? Is that what you mean?
It depends on what it's situational, and it depends on what they have. If they have like if you know that they'll have something like Grab Dragon or something like that, maybe. Like, it's one of those things where if there's no opportunity for them to fuck you up, or you have like ult economy advantage, like example, I'll use an example. If I have Shatter, okay, I'll walk up here and I can sit here. And what are these guys gonna do? this is, keep in mind, this is really, really fucking ballsy, okay? Like, 99% of people won't do this because it won't work. But I'm talking about in theory, if everything goes perfectly. You could sit right here, and then they come out of spawn, and if their Rhine's like, hey, I'm gonna be aggressive, kablam. Or even if they don't have a Rhine, even better, kablam. And then you win. Alternatively, if I don't have Shatter now, but if I did have Shatter, that would be a good time to actually rotate back to point. This would be a good time to rotate to point. If it's last fight and you know they're coming, like where they're gonna be coming from, you would rotate like this. And you'd play with your support, like holding this corner and just peeking. And just have your support peek, well, maybe not your support, maybe a DPS or your off tank or whatever. Just somebody who's not gonna instantly die peeks that and sees if they come that way. And then if they come main, just like we mentioned earlier, you just press triangle on them and you win. That's generally what you have to do for these. I can't. I'm trying to think if there's any other huge tips that are super duper vital. Like if you were running dive for whatever reason, if you're running dive for whatever reason, sitting up top, like above their spawn door is fine. Like if you sit up on this high ground and just cleave them with a Winston or something, that's really good. That's feasible. Yeah, if you just chill it there. That can be snuffed out, so you're probably gonna have to leave it really, really quickly, but it's free pressure that you wouldn't otherwise have. Otherwise I think that's about it. I don't think people don't really push restaurants ever. I'm not like I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually push that like seriously. So yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
All right.
Cool beans.
So let's go on to. Oops. Let's go on to. That's gonna kill me. Damn it! I knew it was gonna kill me. Okay. On to. This is a lot. There's like, I could probably write like 200 or 300 pages just on notes of how to handle each map. Oh, this looks fun. Winston. Winston may not necessarily be the best pick all the time, but this area is risky. If they run a Pharah, you kind of get diddled sometimes. How did that hit me? That was aiming to the left of me completely. Yikes. Oof. But yeah, if they have a Pharah, trying to push his Rein Zarya across the bridge is awful. If you want to set up, my angle sucks. Okay, cool. If you want to set up over on the left side, by this like mini, yeah, by all the minis, you can do this. This works. This isn't a terrible idea. If you want to push here, this is always really solid. For this, I would run Orisa Hog, Rein Zarya, stuff like that. I wouldn't run Dive through this. Dive is really only for the opposite side.
Okay.
Yeah, this fight's really rough. If you're running Rein Zarya, well, actually, if you're running Winston D.Va too, you just want to hold this corner.
Okay.
This will be the entirety of your fights after first is either holding this corner or rotating onto point and stopping them from coming white. Because if they come white, you just get fucked. You don't want to extend any further than this bridge, though. Like, you really just want to stay in this big-ass courtyard.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, this one seems pretty simple.
Yeah, it is in comparison. There's not too much crazy theory apart from, like, Pharah and Lucio Boops. Can you still grab people through the wall?
No, but you can
or did they patch that?
get it on this corner, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You're not gonna get all of them, but you're gonna get, like, at least 2.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I used to do that with Zarya, just stick a grab, like, right in the center, and then just yoink all of them off. But yeah, that's generally it. Oh, this is actually huge. I completely forgot to mention. If you're attacking from this side, your support should be here.
Okay.
Your support should play on this little staircase and peek into this room. Because the flankers only have one way of getting to you, and that's through this room. So if you see it, just call for a peel, back up, whatever. Just get out of there. But yeah, hugging this wall on your side is where your support should be. What else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing else to this point. This point's probably the easiest one to go through. At least for now. So now we're on to number 3, which is
the pit.
Nice.
Thanks.
Is it? Oh, it is. Okay. Shit. Cool. So control center. So I'm gonna keep this one short, mainly because we have a lot more shit to go through.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can push through. I don't remember dark. That's what it's called. You can push through dark and that mega, or you can go up the stairs and take main, or you can fight on this high platform. You can go and just like push straight through, but if like ideally what you would always do is take this high ground first, because if they take it and you don't, they have a distinct advantage over you, which is really bad.
I think generally we do like to come up here first.
Yeah, we kind of rotate up and then rotate down.
Yeah, that's
I feel like we're kind of scattered on this one.
Yeah, you need to...
A little scattered.
Yeah, you all need to commit to going one side or the other. That's generally it for the first attack. When you're trying to defend it, though, you defend up here. You basically defended their spawn door.
Okay.
This is such a good spot. You need to be running a Rhine or in a... No, I wouldn't even say Orisa. You basically need to run a Rhine if you're going to hold this close, though. You need to be able to move with your shield. But yeah.
Cool.
Holding this door is really important. His positioning is so good! Ah! Yes. Right here, this is where you position. Cool. If you're a support. Or I guess DPS can sit here too, but...
Okay.
Yeah. This is a really, really good position for pretty much anyone. So yeah, I think
I think that's a lot of our problem, is I think we sit back here on point, and one person's like up here, like, okay, well, they're going left, they're going right.
Yeah, no, fight them before they even get to make a decision whether they want to go right or left or whatever. That's generally the best way to handle things. Plus, you also have a mega to fall back to. On the left of main stairs, you have the minis right here. You can back out to the high ground on the outside, get the mega, but that's really slow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing. If you want, you can actually put like a widow right up here on this high ground. And it's not a great line of sight because you kind of need to let them come in a bit first. You don't really get a good line. You don't get a good line right, like where the team's actually fighting. But if the team has to back up, this is amazing for like a Widow or a Hanzo. It's just such good line. What's up?
If we're gonna hold that far up, couldn't Widow just come out the side door on the back side right here? Because right here she's got sight lines to their spawn.
Yeah, that is a really good spot to hold via. Plus, if they exhaust any resources, to actually get over here or kill you, you just like duck into the wall and they have nothing. That's really good. Yeah, that's generally really nice. You just have to be wary if they pull out a counter. If they pull out like their own Widow or their like a Widow, a Hanzo, anything like that that can pressure you without having to. Anything that can actually rival you in the duel is a problem. But if they don't, then easy shots.
Cool.
So that's Li Zhong done. Now we're on to Nepal. And this is where I'm going to introduce... Actually, wait, let's see what map we get first. I don't remember the order before I introduce topics. Give us Shrine.
There it is.
Give us wine.
Yeah. Give us a not bad one. Okay, it's actually Village is probably the best one for this. So, actually, is Village the best one for this? No, it wouldn't be Village. Village is pretty easy, I think. You take the high ground, you hold the high ground. After you capture the point, you take this high ground again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we always hold on point, so...
No.
Holding on point isn't a terrible idea for this, but the problem is if they come out on high ground, and you are on the point, they have a distinct advantage over you. It's just so much better for them to be on the high ground themselves, that it just kind of ruins everything. Yep. You don't want to play too far forward on this in particular. But yeah, so, that's about this.
So when would you drop? Like
when would you if they go far side around to the point, or if they go directly under you to the point?
Yeah.
Ideally, what you would do if you're gonna drop, you wouldn't. So a lot of people would think like, oh, they're right here, and I'm standing right on this corner. Let's just jump off this way.
Yeah.
But no, you'd want to back up to this corner, and like play this instead.
Okay, and like
because it gives you it gives you more natural cover. And then if you really need to take space, you could like shield hop and get to this corner, and then fight on this corner, and then finally close the distance and take a fight.
Okay.
Clever.
Yeah, it's a few step plan of just working your way through the point.
Gotcha.
I think that's
that reminds me. Since you mentioned shield hopping, and I've been watching you do it this whole time. Would it be cool to like do some like sessions, kind of like we are now, but like doing certain techs like the Mercy super jump and the Rein shield hop, like things like that. We should definitely spend a night doing stuff like that, even if we don't play those heroes.
Yeah, just understanding every tech and understanding what they can do and stuff like that. Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I made that list of techs that we could kind of just go through like more valuable ones. Like where's
like shield hopping is pretty crucial.
Yes.
Yeah. Where's a heavier target? Come here, Hog. Come here.
Oh, are you doing the animation cancel?
No. That is a good one though. Okay, just stand still. I'll reposition. So let's see. Am I far enough away? So I can't hit him from here. Oh shit, I'm too close. Okay. Yeah. So I'm too far that I can't hit him. But if I angle myself, I can hit him from here.
How'd you angle?
You just turn your camera.
So, yeah. So what you do is you put him on the left side of your screen at like a 30-45 degree angle-ish, and you just swing. And the reason why is because Ryan's hitbox for his hammer is a square, or it's a rectangle, it's a box. And what that means is if you put that box diagonally, you get more forward range on it. So theoretically, like, hold on, try and swing on me, Ryan. Like just stand still and keep swinging on me. No, just stay still. Let me see if I can get it. Where is it? There it is.
You're hitting him, yeah. You're good.
Yeah. You can out-duel a Rein if you actually, like, practice it and set it up consistently. You can completely duel a Rein without him ever getting a single swing on you. It's a bit more difficult with having to, like, micromanage your shield so your team doesn't get lit and stuff like that too, but just a general 1v1 kind of thing. That's really important.
Okay.
So yeah. That kind of...
I have a favor to ask. So, I gotta go make some food. Can someone else take over the stream?
I'm already streaming the whole thing. You're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
great.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Okay, well, if you can switch me to spectators, I gotta dip out for like 15 or 20.
Yeah, you're good. Hold on. There you go. Cool. Alright. So now we're on to... Is that everything that we need here?
I think so.
Okay.
Wow.
So now we're
Aggressive.
on to... Now we're on to... What are we on to? I just fucking died again. God damn it. I heard it while I was in the menu. Okay, so number 2. What's second? Is it... Perfect. Perfect.
Right,
okay. So I need somebody to go Tracer, somebody to go Sombra, and somebody to go either Orisa or Rein. Okay, cool. So this is where I'm going to introduce. I probably should have done this before she left, but this is where I'm going to introduce a theory here. Essentially, it's a horseshoe. So, there are 3 lanes of attack. Okay. So there's the Shrine. There is Elephant over there, and there is just main, right? So, and this is like exceptionally important. This is the reason that flanks work, essentially. So, what you would do is you take a Tracer and you would put a Tracer right here. But just leave a Tracer on this side, okay? So you have a Tracer there, then you come over to Elephant and take your Sombra and have your Sombra hack the Mega and keep her Translocator on it, right? And then the rest of your team will stay in main. And the general theory behind this is Tracer can go down into, what is this, green?
Yeah.
Is this green or red?
Yeah, it's green.
It's green, yeah. So, Tracer can go down into green, and Sombra can move through the right side, like anywhere on the right, on coast. And what you do is you, like, basically essentially wrap around them. Like a horseshoe shape. Yeah. And then if you wrap around them, they have nowhere to go. They either go forward into me and you guys pressure them from the side and delete them, or they back up and they can't take an actual engagement. That's general.
So you're saying they actually like go in and engage on them while everyone else is back here?
Not necessarily. Like, I don't mean like 2v6 them or anything, but like, say if like the enemy team is on the stairs, all the Sombra and Tracer have to do is just play around the pillars on the side, and there's nothing that their team can do about it. If Sombra gets lit, she just translocates out. If Tracer gets lit, she just blinks away or recalls. And
if there's a Rein and a D.Va, and you know, if there's 4 people on point, the main tank's probably going to stop right about here, and the DPS is going to be shooting.
Exactly.
And then that's where you 2 would come in and
just
hack the main tank.
Yeah. I would say the biggest point of value is have Tracer and Sombra both decide to focus as support. So if there's like a Zen, and a Sombra and a Tracer both dive, the Sombra and the Tracer don't need to be particularly accurate. Like, they could be like garbage can aim, or garbage can't aim, sorry. And
why does that sound like hitting a trash can?
And that's like, that's all they really need, because it's just so much, it's such a high output of damage that you can just, nice. But yeah, that's general flank theory. When we get to something like Numbani, I'll show you other ways of flanking. I'm not gonna show every individual flank on every map because it would just take way too fucking long. But generally, yeah, hold point, by the way. Like, just hold the corner on the point. Don't try and go any further than that. You want them to come to you so you can entrap them. The thing of, like horseshoe flank pressure and denial and things like that is a bit... It's a bit, like, not necessarily higher than your SR, but it's not something you see every day. So I'm not surprised if you guys don't implement it, like, instantly or anything like that, but yeah, that's something that, looking forward, is very, very vital to you guys thriving as a team. It could move a team from...
flanking Reaper every match.
Yeah.
Just a flanking Reaper.
Yeah. It's insane. Do you guys have any other questions for this, or are we good to...
I think we're good on this one.
I think we're good, yeah.
No, I like that. That could work.
Alright. Let's go on to third, which... Oh boy, third. Third is gonna be, what, Sanctum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sanctum?
Cool. So, Sanctum.
Oh, I thought I was on mute. Sorry.
So, lots of stuff for Sanctum. Not really. I lied. There's like virtually nothing for Sanctum, but I need to make it sound like I'm actually putting in some effort here. So Sanctum has Sanctum can be very, very simple or very, very complex.
Okay.
So over in this side, this is perfect. Like no, this isn't perfect. I lied. This is very, very aggressive flank. Where I'm in spawn, my side spawn. Flanking is incredibly ballsy on this map. But
oh no!
Yikes! But you'll very frequently on the right. You'll very frequently see.
Enemy in my sight.
You'll very frequently see somebody like a high-level soldier or tracer or something like that hold right side. It's really good here. There isn't, like, there's a mega for them to fall back to. There's...
Sorry, I don't know where you
oh, sorry, just come out to main again, I'll show you. Okay. So, over here. So, if you're a flanker like a tracer or something, there's a mega right here for you to play around. And this is like, say if you see like there's Zen come out of spawn, you can just double blink, one clip him, and then yeet out before anything happens. Yeah, if you're not comfortable with staying here forever, you can kind of just like do it once and then get a pick and leave, and that's still won you a team fight. There's another thing, kind of the opposite side of this map. Maybe not opposite side, but out on this left side over here, this is a good flank for Widows, in particular, because Widows right here have a perfect sightline to spawn. So a Widow over here can get perfect headshots out of spawn, and they can't do anything about it because it's 300 damage to the head. They just die. Those flanks aren't used nearly as often as they probably should be, because those flanks are really, really good.
Did you see that, Johnny?
Yes, I did.
But yeah, it requires you to be like, you need to be like, not ridiculously mechanically skilled, but mechanically competent and understanding where you can be. For actual point fighting, if you're gonna stay on pillars, keep your team behind a pillar as tight as you can. Don't give them any extra, or don't, like, if you peek at all, that Orisa's just gonna, like, yoink you, or the hog is gonna hook you, or whatever. That's not really good. If you're scared of that happening, I guess you could push left. Pushing left is kind of risky because you have a very small pathway here.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, very tight and very easy to spam out. Same thing, like, theoretically you could go through Mega and drop down into the little cubby, but dropping down into this cubby is a death trap. Like if you're playing Hamster, for instance, and you do that and you just ninja the shit out of them and knock them all off, that's like, woohoo!
But that's different because that would be like, boom, and then I would be gone.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't want to like take a team fight down there.
I'd probably
like
pop
that.
shields like as I went through them, and then just run away out the back.
Yeah. And then for...
I didn't mean to actually kill you.
No, you're good. And then for... I'm just gonna use Tracer to get back because I don't really need to be a tank here.
Where's the best place to defend?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. So come over to the... come out front, over here. Shit. Okay. So come over to opposite side of our spawn. And this is like, it's not super, it's not perfect, I guess, essentially. But this is generally what you want to do. This sightline isn't great, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Holding here is generally what you want to do, because you can back up to corner, you can back downstairs, you can back onto the point itself if you absolutely need to. You have options, essentially. Holding forward is really nice here. I'm sure you can see the... What you got?
I was gonna say, what would you do about flankers sound secret behind?
Well, let's talk. You can see... So... For a Tracer to get here, like just as an example, you can see me. Like if you look out the door, and if you see me coming out of spawn, you can see me go to the left.
That's true.
This is it's very, very important that you have eyes on at all times and you know where people are going. You have like a tiny little sight line where you can see whether they go right, left, where they're headed, whatever.
Okay.
You should never go. You pretty much will never go without information as long as you're very focused on what you're doing.
Gotcha.
That's the big thing. Is you need to be considerably dialed in when you're doing these things. Like you can't be like out of your mind or anything. You can't go on autopilot or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Because the second you go on autopilot, you lose. But that's generally what you want to do for this map.
Okay.
Anything else, or are we good? Ooh. Then we're on to Oasis.
Nano boost administered.
Right? Yeah. Oasis it is. Oasis first. So let's see. We have been doing this for like an hour,
2 hours?
and a half or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we've only gotten through 5 maps. Yeah, this is. Well, I mean, we had that. We had that time where we were just kind of sitting in the lobby waiting for people and stuff like that for a while. So it's only been maybe an hour, but still.
Yeah, we don't have to do them all tonight.
Yeah, no.
That would be
generally just gonna get through. Yeah. Generally just gonna get through some important ones.
Cool.
I'm probably gonna be the one that has to go back through the VODs and write down like pages of notes of everything I'm already saying here, which is yikes. I'm not looking forward to that, I'm gonna be so honest. So this point, good for Hamster, good for Winston,
I was
good
about
for
to
Diva.
say, would you go dive on this and hold like the high ground?
Yeah, that's generally solid. Ryan Zarya is good here, Orisa Hog is good here. Like, if you can get, like, if you know they're coming through main, this is really good. Like, Ryan Zarya is fine for this.
Yeah.
Because Ryan's shield is fucking huge. Does it go corner to corner?
No,
almost.
not quite.
Yeah, almost. But it's sufficient enough that you could pretty much cover whatever you need to. But yes, high ground is ideally what you want to start, but high ground is not what you want all the time.
Okay.
Because, for instance, if I'm just chilling up here as a Winston, if there's a Widow back over there, that's free shots. Or if it's a Hanzo, for instance, it's free shots. And there's nothing I can do. I don't have a contest. Because I dive there and I have no idea where their whole team is. I just know that there's a Widow.
Gotcha.
So I would yeet down and get myself killed, which is unlucky.
That makes sense.
Someone vacuuming?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Man got that vacuum.
Pull! Pull! Pull!
What else? What else? Let me think.
Nice.
This left side by the cars and the Mega is
practice. Sorry.
Yeah. The left side by the cars and the Mega is really good for a flanker. Like any Tracer, Sombra, stuff like that. Really good for controlling this side. For the right side, what could you run on the right side if you're trying to do split fight? Not much, really. Pharah's disgustingly good here because every roof is angled and they're really high and sharp.
Yeah.
So you basically have 3 corners to play around as Pharah, which is super nutty. That's
no.
That. I think that's it. We've covered high ground. Be careful on the jump pad, obviously, because control high ground, control point, control right, or flank on the right.
Nice shot.
Cool. Alright, I think that's everything there. Easy. As for where to hold, you want to be scouting both sides. Generally, they're gonna be holding like the most direct route to their spawn door. So like here is good. You don't want to be this far forward, I should say. Well, you can be, but like again, 3 pot shots from spawn that you have no answer to.
Yeah.
So playing like back here a bit's super nice, and that works just fine. So yeah, that's that for that point. Should be good to move on. I don't think there's much else that I can cover here. Second. So let's talk about second. The second one I think it is because second's
University.
kind of complex.
Oh, gardens.
It's okay. So this is probably the most complex of the 3, I think.
Control link established. Full speed. Navigating.
Enemy in my sight.
Scanning for targets. Hello. Top speed.
Easily. Other side, and you could just go up the stairs and take hookah, and it takes no effort. And the thing that's good about doing this is it's very, very tight, or like it's very, very safe. Like I can crouch down as Winston, and I basically delete myself from existence when I'm up here.
Yeah, I can't
because
see
I'm
you
so
at all.
small. Yeah, it's nutty. So you can run your supports. If you're doing that, you could run your supports on the stairwell. That's usually a good spot to run them. Yeah. So this is really solid. The issue with this is you need somebody to contest you, right? So if they stand directly under you, this point's useless. Except that you can drop on them and get a whole bunch of cleave. But yeah. Alternatively, one thing I should mention, if you're setting up on this high ground, excuse me, if you're setting up on this high ground, it'd be very, very nice if you have like a Widow player to have this Widow go right here. And the reason why, and I should say this is only after your team is already, this is already after your team is already starting to fight. You don't want your Widow to be here right away because if she gets caught out, she's fucking dead. But, but just as a general rule of thumb, if they're on point and they're all looking up towards the high ground, your Widow has free shots. Always. And if your Widow's mechanically skilled, that's insane. That's so good. She'll just dink people and they won't even know where she is, and you just win.
Hold on, sorry, I was getting a drink. Where does the Widow sit up at?
Over here.
Gotcha.
When the fight's already started and their attention's to the point.
Yeah,
not
so
fight,
start popping off.
Yeah, so say if we're coming from this side over here, if we're coming from this side over here, you would wait for the rest of your team to commit and stay hidden. And then the second that your team says, okay, go, you would just jump over or grapple over and then instantly have free lines of sight. Plus you can back up to the Mega, you can, or go to the Mega, you can go to the side room, whatever. You have so many options for safer play. If you want to play forward, you should play in the enemy's hookah. You shouldn't play on point or in main. You should play in this because this is the easiest and safest retreat that you can have. You take one step to the right and you're safe. Super important. Alright, so I think that's about it. Any other questions or concerns or anything like that? Or are we good?
If we're not setting up on high ground, is hookah still like the best place for sports to be? Probably.
If we're fighting in
like mid out in the open on point.
If you already have point and your team's like up front, it's okay. The problem is the sight lines because of this big ass wall in the middle. But generally yes. Alternatively, so I'll put my bubble down to signify where we would be. If we're like here, supports can sit up top.
Did you see the thing?
Huh.
Go look at the stove.
Oh, he's talking to his
No, go look at what's on the stove.
So, here, your support is perfect line of sight. Like if you have like an honor or something, easy. If you're playing hookah, your Ana can be on the stairwell, that's fine. If you're nervous, like if you don't think that your Ana is safe, I guess, you could play her from your side, because from your side you still have perfect line of sight. It's all just dependent on where you think the pressure's coming from.
It almost didn't fit through the door.
Yeah, most of our team fights happen on point on this map.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. If you're really desperate for fighting on point, just try and make as much use of this as you can. Like, if you start out here and you need to back up. Don't back up to like here. Back up to here, and play on your side of the wall. That's just the best spot to be. So yeah, I think, is that everything? I think that's everything. Let me think. Yeah. I don't have anything else, so if you guys have any other points, then...
I don't think I ever noticed that this was a sound
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say that the control points all being taken care of. I think that's my cap for the night.
Yeah.
Going through maps.
Yeah,
I know. I
same.
think we have Oasis.
I think we have. Yeah, we have
one
Oasis
more.
third to go through, and then yeah. But generally, if we just take like one session and we just go through like one game type or something, where we just take a serious focus on what to do.
Maybe we should do it every 2-3 maps. I don't know.
Maybe,
I think
yeah.
2 hours is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 hours is a good block. Yeah. Yeah, I've spent a bit too much learning these, so I get it. Like 10-hour days.
No, I
for
just feel for you because we're acting
long.
like fucking kindergartners right now, killing each other.
No, it's all good. I'm not worried.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So third.
Have your own.
Give me 2 seconds, and then I'll discuss this really quick. Cool. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. 1, 2.
Alright.
You're done.
Real strats. Don't die.
Everybody go Junkrat.
Don't die,
No
forehead.
Learn your parabolas, like in this equation over here in the classroom.
No trigonometry.
If you no, come look at the example. The teacher's on the board. Hello. Look.
What? I never noticed this room in here. Oh my god.
Learn your parabolas. Learn.
Learn your scribbles.
X squared over A minus B shit. Fucking what was that shit again?
That was algebra. I think.
No, that's Pythagoras theorem, dude. I should know. I'm a fucking
I recognize this equation.
degree in
You
mathematics.
should know, Johnny.
I know.
Shit, what is this?
Sorry.
I mean, the way it's set up, it looks like it should be a fucking circle, like y sine plus x cosine. That's fucking a circle. That's a circle. What the fuck you doing with this shit? This is bullshit. It's the fucking
That's
wrong
not
graph.
parabola. This is wrong.
Some bullshit.
It's fake news.
That's just x squared. Like, it's fucking bullshit right here. Whoever did this math does not know math.
You should write a letter to them and tell them.
That looks like a
Tell their classroom is bullshit.
physics equation.
They might actually fix it. You know, they're all big nerds. They want it to be right.
Pretty sure it was right.
Good, bad.
Okay. So, let's get this done and over with so I can chill. Because holy shit. I'm getting a bit
Now we
worn.
appreciate it, yeah.
Yeah.
You.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is
So-
awesome. It's just tiring.
Where did you find this? Because this is the only one I want to drink from now on.
Yeah, this is a very, very large amount of work. Thankfully, I didn't have to do this all on my own, but oh man. Okay, so there's a bunch of things with this. This point's also very, very simple in general terms, but incredibly complex in others. So you can run this composition in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
Ideally, you'd want a soldier or a Hanzo or a McCree, something like this, trying to control this high ground and keeping consistent pressure. And you'd maybe want like a Junkrat for the right room ish, like that whole area, just because it's really tight. And for actually pushing in, you really have two options. If you're gonna run the Junkrat with like a soldier or something, you probably want to push this way, just because if they pressure you through there, you can support the Junkrat or anything like that. As far as tank compositions, and I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know, you just kind of become Rectangle Man, walk forward through this point and go blah, 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 and see what happens. If you playing dive on this map isn't a terrible idea unless you run up against goats, and the reason why is this pit right here. So like, if you're playing a dive tank like Winston or D.Va, and you ever get lit,
You just pissed all over him.
What kind of wild shit's happening over there, Jesus Christ?
Dude, some wild shit happens at my apartment when my roommates are home, dude. Don't worry about it.
I swear to God.
First, we were talking about how my roommate's dick wouldn't fit through the door, then he pissed all over my roommates. That's what happens.
Wild. But yeah. So
D.Va, Winston dive. You get lit up, you fall down the hole, right?
Yeah, but the good thing about it is like you just did, you can boost right back up. So, if you don't waste your cooldown getting down there, you can immediately get back up. It's a very mini respite and not crazy useful, but it's better than the alternative of having to walk all the way down and up the staircase and shit like that.
Yeah, I've used it before to get that mega sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just fall down on it.
Yeah, the problem is since dive isn't really, well, not isn't really, it just isn't meta. It's super difficult to try and run it on this, because you're pretty much always going to encounter a Rein Zarya. And encountering a Rein Zarya is, like if you encounter a Rein
Zarya.
Yeah. Running Rein Zarya or Winston D.Va into Rein Zarya is just oof.
How do you feel about Orisa Hog on this? And like using it to pull people into the pit?
Yeah, so you need to know how to play flank hog.
Okay.
You would not play hog anywhere near this.
Gotcha.
So how I mentioned earlier that you would maybe want to run a McCree or a soldier or something on the high ground, you would replace that with a Roadhog.
Gotcha, okay.
And your Roadhog would just have basically free yoinks. And if they pressure him, he can just vape and then jump down, and they... well, that's rough.
Did you really dab your pizza, though? So you grabbed it and you went...
You can...
Yeah, totally. I knew where you were going with that, too.
So, to hold, you would hold... Well, we started holding more up here. After we've taken point. Like, at there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like holding these corners, holding these doors, yeah. This is generally where you want to hold. One thing is, and this may be a mistake you guys don't even realize that you're making, but you need to hug this wall super duper tight.
Okay.
Like, and this is what we're gonna get into when we get to, fuck, what's the map called? What maps are really good for this? Like, King's Row is really good for it,
Rialto?
Yeah, anything that requires corners essentially is ridiculously important to understand this concept, that you need to hug this as tight as you possibly can. So like, positioning out here is just like no. Because if you, like, there's a very huge gap. This is like, I don't even know how many meters this is. This is like
10.
I can't even figure out how long this distance is in between this corner and this corner.
Yeah.
I should probably know.
Let me see.
It's whatever
like
Ryan's
12.
shielded. Yeah, it's probably like 12, 15.
May's beam is 10, whatever.
So it's probably like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
That's
but
10 right there.
But like, if my shield shatters right here, this gives me, you know, easily a good second and a half where I'm just eating shit. And yeah, I'll have like my pocket healers just shoving heals into me all the time. But it's still a death sentence.
Yeah.
Like, it's still just such a bad circumstance to be in if I have to rotate it all without my shield.
So if you're holding this corner over here, you can just sidestep.
Yeah, exactly. That's a general thing you want to do, and this isn't just vital for tank positioning. This is vital for your whole team. Is you need to know to play corners. Like that's why your general rotation, and we'll get to it more on like King's Row, because King's Row is probably the best example for it. You'd few steps further back than you actually think. But I'm not going to get into King's Row. But essentially, you're 100% of the value that you're having in a team fight is based around a corner. You need, like, playing natural cover is so important in this game.
So the rest of the team needs to know that Ryan's only going to be blocking, like, if they're back here, they're going to get shot.
Now you have my attention.
Right?
If they're
like
back
the Junkrat. If the Junkrat's in that room.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean...
The Ryan's not really going to be blocking them.
I mean, not necessarily. Like, for instance, if I sit, like, right here, I've basically, like, I'm still holding this corner where I need to hold this corner, but I'm...
Yeah, I get to see, yeah.
Yeah, like that the line of sight that they have to actually get through is so small. Plus, if they actually are sitting over here, to try and get, like... So, if I was right here, to get through the door, I would have to swing right here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So my shield is, even here, I'm blocking this angle. So I can play this super duper tight and never ever give them an angle. They won't have anything. So yeah. I think that's...
Hold on, Richard. Let me lay on the couch real quick.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, that's something I definitely need to practice. For getting the habit of doing.
Yeah, that's something that's super duper good. This map's kind of a mess for where everyone else positions, blah, blah, blah.
It's so cramped.
Yeah, like, the hardest thing is, it's very, very easy to break line of sight on this map. So, like, the high ground's a good idea. Like, if you already have point, the high ground's fine. High ground might actually be, like, maybe not the best option altogether, but from either window, specifically this back one right here, it's, like, literally a perfect sight line for any Mercy on, or not Mercy, but Zen Ana. Just aim perfectly through. It's so good. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, no. I think I got it. Cool. I'm probably gonna get off tonight and then be like, oh my god, on every single map I forgot to mention like 30 different things, but I'm not too worried. I think I've given you guys enough of a general understanding of positioning and map theory that I think you guys should definitely improve from it.
For sure.
Oh yeah, that was real helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go. We're finally done. Yes, we finished 5 whole maps tonight. Woohoo!
Jesus Christ.
That was 2 hours and change of work.
The control max are gonna take longer to just through each.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
funny
true.
is every time
it was 15
I talk,
maps,
everybody
really.
just goes completely silent.
Right.
They're just waiting for some absurd shit to come out of this side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch your step.
Yeah. So I figure we covered the problem with control. Like, it's nice because control has 3 points, but they're all really simple points. The problem with I hit everyone except for you. That's unlucky. But the problem with control is that every single point is very simple. Whereas, like, when I go through King's Row, I have to explain, like, I use King's Row as an example just because it's my favorite map. But I have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different corners. 7 different corners talking about why they're good, why they're bad. Whereas in this, I cover like 2. Basically TLDR, every individual map is going to be a lot longer because those maps are a lot bigger. Like, just in sheer size alone.
Yeah, I think we need more, like, 2CP help, though. Those are the ones that we get.
Yeah, 2CP just sucks to play on. I think tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but whenever in our next session, maybe Monday or if we can get a more casual group, one of the other days or something, we can go over how to, we can go over all of that and see if we can make something work.
Yeah.
I will say that I don't have the best understanding of stuff like, like King's Row, not King's Row, what the fuck is it called? Paris, there you go. Paris. Paris is the only one I don't think I particularly know, but that's just because you run against bunker comps so much that, like, the extent of my theory that I use is, if you see bunker, just play Sombra, Doomfist, that kind of shit, like we've talked about multiple times before, and just hard counter the bunker.
I don't think we've ever had issues with Paris on any of the nights we've played. We just usually run a hamster into them and fuck them up because no one knows how to counter hamster.
No one
in
kills
Elo.
for point correctly, or like they hard commit to point as soon as anyone touches it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think you guys could work on too, is just being way snappier in your rotation. Like if you're gonna teleport back, it needs to be come up with like a set teleported position. And once you have that set position, everybody always knows that when you hear like TP go, you walk in this specific spot and it's going to be there and you know where you're going. Just to make it more crisp, it needs, like, you can't have 3 or 4 seconds where you guys are twiddling your thumbs trying to figure out how to get in the teleporter.
Yeah.
That's a bit more difficult because you kind of just yeet a teleporter on the ground, like, really quickly. So you can't really, like, set it up absolutely perfectly, but, like, general areas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Volskaya is going to be super easy to cover.
You would know.
Volskaya, Anubis is going to suck. I think Anubis is the only one I'm not looking forward to.
Which we feel really
we'll
strong.
have to show you what we
Anubis.
do on Anubis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think
No, he's taking like the little bitch he is.
Horizon's gonna be my absolute favorite. Horizon's probably my favorite map outside of King's Row. I love Horizon. Dude.
It's a great, like, tank map.
Much better.
Dude.
I like it too.
We
I
had
like
like
King's Row.
we had like 20 seconds to cap both points on Horizon once, and we just ran quad tank and a Lucio and just immediately dove straight to point, and we actually ended up winning the game. It's still the best VOD that I ever have of comp, and it wasn't even like particularly good. We just spammed them with tanks and rolled. It was great. Like Winston Diva Hamster, so good.
We just have you spawn Camp Cypher.
I'll revenge myself.
She gonna come back as Moira and fucking 1v6s.
Oh, I thought you were deer emoting. Oh, we
Oh,
lost
you got
deer.
one. Ooh.
No, we didn't. Who did we lose?
Artie wants
Artie
to get taken out of spectator hell.
Oh yeah? Already one's back in.
Oh, got you.
$15. That was funny. I'm sorry.
Wow, that flew very far.
Yeah, me too. I want to do that again. Don't fucking kill me, man.
Did it knock you out of the sitting emote?
Yeah, and she was fine.
I flew like over the wall.
Motherfuckers.
Hey.
Yo.
God damn it. Bitch.
So that is all of Toth done. So, I have... What's left? 16 more maps to go, I think? Let's see.
Holy shit.
Let's see. There's 6 escort maps.
Just die!
6 escort maps, 5 assault escort, and 5 assault. So yeah. 16 more maps to go. Holy shit.
Damn. Alright.
Doing them in chunks is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're generally gonna do maybe like... We're probably gonna do maybe 2 or 3 really... Maybe not really in-depth tutorials, but we're definitely gonna do them more detailed than Oh my god. It's so hot. Holy shit.
You're trying to spin it. Just fuck it.
Hardy, you got no fight in this. Come back with your food and just kill people. That's wrong.
I'm battling with Ukami right now.
Okay, I'll leave you alone.
It's like a Pokemon battle.
Sean's got eye protection. We don't.
Oh shit,
Not there.
sorry.
Fuck.
Do we want to do a deathmatch or something now?
Yeah, we can.
Get one back up, have a little fun.
They have returned.
Yep. Settings.
Who's down for comp tonight?
I am.
I gotta go to bed soon, but I'm down to like fuck around, like do like a little like deathmatch between us.
Yeah,
or
same.
something.
I'm around for a couple more, and then I gotta go to bed.
So, what map do you guys want for deathmatch?
Hollywood.
Petra.
Ooh, Petra.
King Grove.
Well,
coach's choice.
I don't think I've ever actually played on Petra, so we're gonna go with that.
Never really?
Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe I have, and maybe I have, and I don't.
Now traveling.
I've seen this map one time.
All right. This is my favorite, like free-for-all map.
Prepare for battle.
There's like half of us here, half of us not here.
Oh, we need to go to match
Yeah, yikes.
chat. Oh, there's no match chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm spectating.
Oh, I am too. We're all spectating.
Why are we all in the queue? Yikes.
Okay, well.
It doesn't say. It says swap to spectators for everyone. What the fuck happened? Hold on. She's just gonna win by default. This is
Damn it,
unlucky.
no.
Hardy's the only one in.
God damn it.
What happened?
No, I want to see how long it takes her to figure out she's the only one.
Well, what happened to like Cypher and Vinyl and Frankie?
God, I don't know.
Yeah, we're all in queue together. That's really weird.
And my camera's like, it's like stuck on her. I can't like move it completely independently. It's weird.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I have
This is
free
really
cam.
weird. What the fuck happened? I'm so confused.
I just want to know if Artie knows she's by herself.
I don't think she does.
It would be really funny. She's running around like she's looking for people.
She is.
She's put up her translator.
There's some conspiracy.
Is everybody Sombra?
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Let's
she,
see.
I think she
haven't-
figured it out.
Let's see. Is it gonna work this time? Because this is really weird. Why
I
does
hope-
it keep us in free?
I don't
That's
know.
so fucking weird. Huh.
I
Can
can't
I
even see-
move people out?
Is like the
I think
number of
it's-
people allowed?
I think there's only
Yeah.
one person allowed in the game.
It shouldn't be because I
Just
have
take everybody back to lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Let me set it back.
Now it's just
That's
me in there.
really. Yeah, that's really weird.
What happened?
I have no
broke
idea.
it.
Yeah,
You don't know
it's
where
broken.
Frankie and Vinyl and them went either.
Let's try and set up a skirmish and see if everybody actually gets in again. That's really
well,
weird.
That's off, so we can't talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm a one-man apocalypse.
There?
I am.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yep.
Hey.
There we go. We lost everybody for a second.
Yeah, weird shit was happening. He just gave it to Artie.
Fix it! Fix it! Fix it! Fix it!
Look that up.
Hey, boy.
Oh, what?
You what, mate?
You what?
Hello there. Hello, hello.
Wait, what? What's this?
Well, that should be good now.
I just found a mega I didn't know about.
Now arriving at Oasis
Easy.
City Center.
The one under the stairs?
No, the one on the right side.
Prepare for
Oh, yeah. In that weird room that's useless.
Yeah.
Except for the mega.
I didn't even know there was a mega over there. I used the one under the stairs. Like, religiously.
There we go.
Hey.
Coolio. Alright.
And Vinyl made it in.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
Only through conflict do we evolve.
Taken the lead.
Much better.
Surrounded by tracers.
I see Vinyl and I had the same idea.
I expected more from you.
Ah, no. This isn't gonna work.
I can't hit you. Stop. No.
We're all soldiers now.
Fuck. I just got hit by the car.
No! No!
Wait. you come
No!
back?
No, Deer gave it to you.
I'm not a young
Aw.
Or Deer stole it.
I did.
Been here all along.
Oof.
Good on you, Hanzo.
mission ain't over yet.
Did I almost get you?
Shit. I might need this later. Nope.
Struggling.
I really need to unbind the translocator break thing. That's such a stupid ability.
Sometimes you want to move your translocator.
Well, yeah, but like I find that I accidentally click L3 when I'm trying to like move really quickly, so I need to bind it to something else at least. Could just bind it to like right on the D-pad. That's actually a good idea. Where's Sombra? Sombra. Hello, Sombro.
Patched up.
I'm gonna fucking die while I'm in here. God damn it! No!
Oh no, I got ulted.
Where is her?
The war goes on.
Fucking Richard, why do I keep bumping into you?
I don't know.
No, don't
I can
solo
one-shot
me.
the tracers too.
Fuck.
I got one
Don't
kill
you
off.
steal
Ned.
my kill. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh no, you got me. I
No,
was low.
fuck off, Farah.
Not dead yet.
God, I love the
Oh,
healing.
shit. I'm killing myself.
What the fuck was that? Oh my god, no way. Woo.
Oh no, I got trapped.
Yeah.
Where am I? You don't know.
Oh, fuck. Ha, got Frankie.
Ten kills remaining.
Shit, no!
Got it.
Yeah. Are you still rewinding your buttons?
No, I was just dancing in front of vinyl. That's unlucky. Don't you fucking boot me! No! Oh my fuck, I'm alive, dude.
I don't, because I missed my shots like an idiot.
Oh my god.
Ooh, I just got
Hello, Lucy.
so many headshots on that.
I've got you in my sight.
Oh god, oh.
I was finishing that kill.
The heart of the card, getting a couple.
Maybe you'll be Tracer. Fuck off, please.
I keep missing my
Get
helixes.
You are like 1 HP. Can you not be 1 HP, please? Can you be 0 HP?
Nope.
Ah, damn it.
Whoa.
No, don't shoot me, please!
Bones healed.
Oh, fuck!
Pain is temporary.
I swear, I just try and breathe and I die. This ain't good. Okay.
That's better.
Damn it, Frankie.
Can we just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I keep running into the same people too.
No, I was busy looking for the tire, damn it. Actually evil.
Oh dear.
Sad.
That was terrible. Oh no.
What's this whole gang of like a soldier and a loose? No, please.
Not dead yet.
Dude, if I die, I'm going Lucio and you're gonna get flexed on, dude. You don't want to do this. Okay. Alright.
Flex on him. Flex on him.
I want to see it.
Humble me.
Come on, dear. Where's your jug head?
No! Oh, gave it to Okami that time. Cool.
Knock me down. I've got you in my sight.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
More damage than you, buddy.
Oh yeah? Bet.
No!
Fuck no!
Okami's
No!
Let's say I'm solo.
Not dead yet.
Alright. You got a lucky victory.
Double kill.
Got it.
Best place.
Got him.
Unlucky.
This is gonna be so sad. Watch. I mean, good for Richard, but sad for me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow, we fucked you up. No, don't tell me you're gonna do. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Yikes.
something.
I would just somehow turn the corner and then there's Richard.
And I
He
just
would do that to me.
I got the Helix melee on you every time.
Yeah.
Again. I got Unomas.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off my computer for the night. I was gonna take notes, but I really don't feel like it. I'll do it tomorrow.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've done enough for one day. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah, dude, much appreciated.
Covered a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
There will be a quiz tomorrow.
Maybe. Yeah, there will be, and I'm just gonna use
Steady
like
up
really
on the streams.
Yeah. I'm just gonna use really obscure stuff that I didn't even mention on the stream, and just or in my lessons, and just be like, oh my god, how do you guys not know this? And just be completely toxic. Oh,
I said it like
nice
6
dear.
fucking times.
Ooh.
Here, you know you're not supposed to fall off the map, right? I hear Symmetra, and that makes me angry. Come on, dear. That's a widow. Where are you, dear? Yikes.
Get out of here, Paul! God damn it!
That's a Hanzo. Oh shit. Cool.
No. Oh, I keep messing up my hooks.
God damn it, Dare.
Where did you? No, that's a death trap. Why?
No, god damn it.
Come back. Come on, coach.
Baby, come back.
I bet. Hold on, there's a Hanzo up here. Where are you,
Pickle
Hanzo?
fingers away.
I messed up.
Oh, I thought you had grapple.
I did. I got it
you're
caught
over there now.
There's like a lip on that one.
No, stop it, stop
Are we
it. I hate
Lucio
turrets.
1v1ing?
Yeah, dude.
Where you at?
Hey!
I'm over. Shit. White's on the right of where I am. I'm going back towards spawn.
Fuck.
White's to the right of where you are. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck.
Alright, son.
Shit ball.
I know it.
Come here, Richard.
Alright.
Alright.
Nope.
Bring it, boy.
Alright, let's go. What you gonna do?
Reload.
God damn it.
Nope.
I ain't liking that. This ain't it.
God damn it, them.
That felt unfair, I'm sorry.
Dude.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Come on. This year 1v1s are so difficult. Oh my god.
Oi. Alright, we got a Pharah problem.
Yeah. Let's get her.
I don't think I'm causing that much of a problem.
Alright.
Back to it then.
Have at thee. What you gonna do?
You either kill or get killed.
No.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
You ain't got nothing.
My ult.
What aim technique do you use, by the way?
No.
In my face,
No, no.
Kami.
I used to have like
God damn
a
it.
really
I
solid.
was going for the mega.
I used to be really solid at predictions, but I just cannot do it anymore.
Shit, fuck.
It's just the way that it's a way that Lucio's character's speed has changed with the recent nerf or whatever.
Get your little
Yeah, with the
robots
30 to
out of
20.
here.
Yeah. It kind of completely ruined the
trapped
whole
in here
entire
with me.
flow of the character.
A little bit, yeah. For sure.
I just want to jump over the Eichenwald wall from defense spawn. Like, come on.
We did once.
Fine, I'll leave you alone.
What skin is that? That skin's actually kind of sick.
This is Shock.
Oh, Shock, that's nice. Who's your favorite player on the team?
I like Super a lot. Violet's really good too.
Violet's nutty, yeah.
Oh, so good.
Super's a good main tank, but man, sometimes he can be a bot.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not as bad as like Bumper. Like Bumper just feeds, but Vancouver is such a good team that they just win.
They just fucking support him, whatever he does.
Yeah, exactly. Vancouver fucking destroyed NYXL 4-1, and I was like, wow. Especially when they were taking fights like down 2. Dude,
Oof.
I have a better plan. Hold on,
Nice
I have a
move.
better plan. Hold on, stop attacking me. Here's a plan. 2-man wrecking crew. Let's do this.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah!
Look at this team.
We're gonna do great. Oh, there's a Pharah?
How are you just gonna talk shit on Ukami like that?
God damn it, soldier.
I love how I'm better at, at sniping a Pharah than I am at hitting a Lucio. No! Come on. She's so one, dude. Got her.
Nice.
Easy. Victim number 1. Let's find some more.
Oh, you're teaming up
Yeah,
now,
those-
I see.
We couldn't kill each other, so
Yeah.
that's what we've
There's a
come
soldier
to.
over there. Let's get him.
Hey, where you guys at? I want team.
You want me to team
Oh, he's
Lucio?
one. He's one. Oh, damn it. Unlucky.
You lost your teammate.
Yeah.
It's okay, we'll regroup. Hi, Cypher. You want to be team Lucio?
Oh, no, I'm gonna say Moira.
Enemy needs
Okay.
10 kills to win.
Finally got you,
Oh,
Arno.
no.
Just start
Oh, fuck,
over.
I fucked up my jump. I'm throwing.
Ah!
Alright.
Oh.
You in my sight.
I need some.
Fade out.
We're so close to getting it too.
Where are you,
man,
Mr. Lucio, man?
He's like, fuck
I'm
everybody.
fighting Mei and Symmetra
Oh.
in
I'm on my way,
red.
buddy. Yep.
Ah, I got wrecked.
Oh, God. Blasted.
No! For a split second, I turned around and I looked you in the eye right as you punched me in the face. And, oh, it's unfortunate. Oh, there's a Pharah.
Almost had me there.
No! God damn it, Artie.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Aw,
no,
so
no, 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 no.
Oh,
Need
come
one
on,
more
Simon.
ball.
That's not even...
No, those are sim turrets, what the fuck?
No!
Yes!
You're both dead already.
I'm alive. Oh my god.
Ah, fuck.
Leave me alone, Richard, fuck off. Oh, no.
Oh gosh.
Okay. White is just not a good spot to be if you're a Lucio.
Shit.
Holy shit. Dude, I swear to god, if you jump on me, I'm gonna fucking scream. Oh, hello.
Whoa! No!
Ooh,
Dude.
the turret. Feels bad.
I got, yeah, booped into it.
Oh, yo, squad, let's go.
Yeah! I didn't mean to hit that button!
Oh, there's people in here. Okay.
Oh, sorry, final victim. This is a cheap shot.
Get off the wall. Get down there.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh my god.
I ran out of gas.
I need to get out. I can't keep 1v1ing this mate.
Oh no.
I hope you live, cause I died.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. Have a good time.
Where'd you go?
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
I saw Sombra over here.
Oh, Vera's on the ground. Yummy,
She's
yummy,
emoting
yummy.
at
No.
me. She's taunting me. I don't know where you are.
30 seconds.
Where'd she go? No, oh my god. She's going down.
Enemy needs.
It's time to
Yelling
change it up.
timber.
Oh, there's a soldier. Hello.
He's won.
Oh, come on, punch him. Yeah, shit. You got him.
I was trying to get the fucking bar out, man.
Where's the health packs, man? I can't find them.
Hiding.
I didn't realize that there was a timer.
Oh, damn.
Finish.
Well.
Play of the game.
I did.
Two-man wrecking crew on Lucio is actually so much fun. I wish this was like season 1 where you could like go into comp and double pick characters. Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
Like,
Well,
I died just as many kills as I got.
Easy.
Or I can sit out depending how many we have.
Well, I'm off here for the night. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I am too.
So,
Yeah.
good shit, coach. Thank you, dude.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Great.
Yeah, we appreciate
I will
it.
catch you guys sometime this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I need to get some sleep. See ya.
Peace out.
Good night,
Cool.
everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Good night, y'all.